Being a man can absolutely suck sometimes. No matter how old you are, whether you're a young lad, you're in your 20s, maybe you're an old man, we tend to find ourselves asking ourselves the question of, what does it actually mean to be a man? Does it mean to provide for my family? Does it mean to be respected? Does it mean to be big and strong and tough? Or does it mean to be a gentleman and soft but strong when you need to be? What does it actually mean to be a man? Now, 10 years ago, I used to walk around wearing a balaclava, black tracksuit, smoking weed. I was getting kicked out of school, hanging around with the wrong people. I was getting into street fights. I thought that that's what it meant to be a man back then. Be tough. Be the rebel. But the older men, the older generations, and don't get me wrong, a lot of the younger generations at the same age as me would look at me and think, what an absolute idiot. What on earth is he doing? And they'd look down on me in a way, and I'd look down on them in a way because they weren't like me and I wasn't like them. And when I now look back, or even just look on the streets now and I see these young lads riding around on their bikes with the balaclavas on, they're popping wheelies, smoking weed, messing around in school, skipping class, whatever. I don't see them for degenerates and for bad lads. I see myself in them, and I can resonate with how lost they must really be deep down. And I can only imagine that older men are going through the same thing, but maybe just in a bit of a different way. We go through our lives as men, and this video is for the men, but if there's any women watching this, then awesome, but this is for the men. We go through lives thinking that we're meant to be someone or something to someone, and trying to figure out what it actually means to be a man. That's what we do as men. We go through life trying to figure out what it actually means to be a man. Is it to be successful and rich and have loads of wives and loads of kids and loads of money and Ferraris? Or is it to go to university and become a doctor or a lawyer? Or, well, what is it meant to be? What is it? What does it mean to be a man? And, it's upsetting sometimes. I'll be in town or I'll be walking around in the car, driving, and I'll go past a pub and there's 30, 40-year-old men wobbling around the streets, probably coked up. They probably don't have healthy relationships with the people that they really want to have healthy relationships with, and it's not their fault, man. It's not. It's the world's fault, because the world is too focused on this idea of what it means to be a man rather than healing the man that we are. And only by healing the man that we are can we become the man that we're meant to become, and look at the younger or the older generations with a sense of respect and understanding and reasoning, rather than all the young lads looking at the old, grumpy, stubborn men thinking, oh, they're all just old, grumpy and stubborn, they don't know anything about life, they've never been through what I'm going through now. Or the old, stubborn, grumpy men looking at the young, lost lads thinking, oh, what's this generation come to? What's the world come to? When lads are shouting on buses and running around, with balaclavas on and smoking weed. The truth is that we're all just trying to figure it out, man. And women too, of course. But I'm not a woman, so this is why I'm speaking to the men. And then we get into our own heads about everything. We get into our own heads about absolutely everything. And then we start judging others. We start judging others because deep down we're judging ourselves. And all that happens is a bunch of lost souls start judging other lost souls. And then we become not a generation of lost souls, but a world of lost souls, all trying to figure things out. But the real answer and the real way to figure these things out is not by waddling around searching. It's about healing and loving and forgiving ourselves. And by loving and forgiving ourselves, we can love and forgive others and lead by example. Lead by actions, not by words. But you've also got to have a level of respect for yourself, and you've also got to have that level of... You've got to have a line. Or do you, as a man? I don't know. Do you have to have that line? In the Bible it says, do not forgive 7 times, but 77. I think that's talking about ourselves more than anything. Have you forgiven yourself for something that you've done in the past? Have you healed for something that you've done in the past? If not, maybe that's the journey that you need to embark on. If so, what's the next move? Everyone in this life is different. Every Everyone has their own unique life, their own unique path, their own unique set of memories and experiences that have made them who they are. And to expect everyone to just get on in life is ridiculous, because it's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. You won't catch me being friends with absolutely everyone, because I don't want to be friends with absolutely everyone. I want to be friends with the people I'm friends with, and if people come along the way that I'm friends with, great. But I'm not going to go out my way to befriend absolutely everyone in the world, because I don't need to. But that's not to say that I don't have love for everyone, and that I don't have a level of understanding for everyone. And I don't think politics can sort this out. I don't think people of power can really sort this out. I think it comes down to us men building our relationship with God and working on ourselves and doing the inner work, because it's the inner work that results in a better external life. If you haven't got inner peace, you won't find peace externally. If you don't do the inner work, you'll continuously project your reflection onto the world, and you'll always see the imperfections of the world just as you see the imperfections on yourself. Men get themselves into a right pickle, mate. Porn is terrible for it. Stop watching it. It's killing the man inside of you, and it changes and alters your perception of women, which is bad. Don't do that. Drugs, alcohol, being lazy, comparing ourselves to people like Andrew Tate with cars and women and all this is ruining your perception of yourself, because you're comparing yourself to people who still don't have it figured out. You don't have it figured out, bro. I don't. Whether you're 11 years old watching this or whether you're 70 years old watching this, do you have it figured out? I'd argue that you don't. We're all on this journey of life, and if we're gonna get through it, we've got to get through it together, and we've got to help each other, man. This is not about whites versus blacks, Muslims versus Christians, LGBTQ versus straight. It's not about immigrants versus non-immigrants. It's not about English people versus African people. This is simply about people who have healed and people who haven't. As soon as you get out of childhood, the world starts to corrupt you. We start to consume things from the world, good, bad, and everything in between. We start to listen to other people's opinions. We get a ridiculous amount of knowledge from this place and this place and this place, 99% of which we don't know to be true. And we become part of the world. There's nothing in worldly things that will ever fill your heavenly hole. We're living in a worldly game for a heavenly prize, and people are mistaken and they think that the prize is worldly also, but it's not. And so to all the young lads out there, it's okay to feel lost, but understand the implications of your actions now, not only on your future self, not only on the person that you are in the moment, but on the people around you, bro. Who do you want to be known as? What do you want to be remembered for? No one's going to remember you for that massive joint that you rolled. No one's going to remember you for that wheelie that you pulled down the street. No one's going to remember you for that car you had. They're going to remember you for how you made them feel, bro. And unless you heal yourself and forgive yourself and love yourself, you're going to find it difficult to make people feel a really good certain kind of way. And for all you old, stubborn, grumpy men out there, same applies to you. How are you going to help the youth, the next generation, the future, if you don't know how to resonate with them, talk to them, and show love to them? You know what it's like to be a man more than all of us. You've lived a long life. You know what these kids are going through. You know what the youth is going through. You may not have been through the exact same things, but you can probably come to some sort of understanding of the pain that they're going through deep down, because it's a mental game, man. But God's will is not for you to be at war with yourself. God's will is not for you to be at a constant battle with yourself. God's will is for you to be at peace and for you to help others get peace and receive peace also. If everyone in the world gave love and forgiveness, everyone in the world would receive it. But no, everyone in the world now, not everyone, but the majority of the world now, they want to receive love and forgiveness. And because of that, no one receives it. Because everyone wants, and no one wants to give. Anyway, that was today's video. I thought I'd just speak about some stuff. That was completely off the dome. I don't even know what I spoke about, so I'm gonna have to watch this video back and listen to what actually came out my mouth. Today is day 101 of me making a YouTube video every single day for 365 days and seeing where I end up. God bless you all, and I'll see you tomorrow for 102. See you in a bit.